The skills section of a resume is a place where I see people struggle again and again. Plus, it's the place where I see a lot of mistakes get made. So let's talk about it and how to make it an easy peasy section of your resume that does a lot of the work for you. So if we haven't met, my name is Cassandra and I help motivated professionals build their careers through practical tips to gain career confidence. And today that practical tip is going to be those practical tips are going to be all around that skills section of your resume. So we are going to talk do's and don'ts today. Number 1. Do list hard skills in your resume skills section. Don't list soft skills. So what is a hard skill? A hard skill is, think of it as anything you could get certified for or take a test on. So any softwares, languages you know. Sometimes certifications go under this section if you didn't have another spot like CPR, but let's talk softwares. C++, SQL, Excel, Word. There's a whole other thing about should Microsoft go on there. I still say yes. It's in job descriptions all the time. So Microsoft Office Suite, list them. Social media can go in this section, but please don't just say social media. What platforms do you know? So any of those things can be listed in the skills section. So what is a soft skill, or what is now being rebranded as a success skill? Well, those are things that are a little bit more ambiguous. Things like communication, organization, writing, creative writing. I see those sorts of things listed under the skills section a lot. And here's the deal. You can't just put communication. Why should I believe you, right? I don't know you yet. I'm supposed to look at the fact that you put communication under skills and go, oh, well, he said it. No one ever lies. It must be true. So you can't put those things under that section. You need to put soft skills or success skills in your bullet points, because there you can give me a bit more of how you've communicated, how you've done creative writing in the past. You get to prove it in a way that just putting it in the skills section doesn't really work for you. Okay, so second, do use bullet points. Don't use charts and graphs. Now, I don't know if you've seen these, but on Canva, on Microsoft Word, Google templates, sometimes there are these really cool boxes that people will do that will chart out their skills. It'll say skills, and then it'll say something like Adobe Photoshop, and there'll be 5 dots, and 4 of the 5 dots will be filled in. And then it will say Adobe Illustrator, and 5 of the 5 dots are filled in, right? Something like that. There's different versions of it. The first time I saw that on a resume, I was like, oh my gosh, that is brilliant. What a great visual. Oh, I love the way this looks. Oh, it's creative. I mean, I was really into it. And then I had a recruiter at DreamWorks go, oh my gosh, please don't put those boxes. Please don't put those graphs or those dots or any of those things. They said, all it does is tell me you don't know Photoshop as well as you know Illustrator. And I went, oh, they are right. Plus, they said, also, who's judging this? Who's saying what 4 out of 5 is? Your version of how much you know and my version of how much you know might be really different. And in all honesty, I have seen many students from the past really underestimate their skills. And if you were filling in the boxes, you'd be like, oh, I only get a 3 out of 5. But the recruiter would be like, no, for what we're looking for, you know, well beyond what we need for this position. Like, they would be impressed by your skills, and you tend to undersell it when you do those boxes and things. So don't use the charts and graphs. They look really pretty, but they actually can be a disservice to you. So instead, just use good old bullet points. You've been bullet pointing throughout this thing. Keep bullet pointing. Just the bullet point. That's all you need. Okay, next one. Do just write the skill. Don't add a bunch of filler words. So when you write this bullet point, I want it to be bullet point, Adobe Photoshop, bullet point, social media, Instagram, Facebook, put them all. Don't use bullet point, proficient in Adobe Photoshop, bullet point, excellent at blah, blah, blah. No, if you weren't proficient, it shouldn't be under skills. So just get to the point. Don't use all those filler words. Just list that hard skill that you have. Plus, they are looking at your resume for 6 seconds max, and you do not want them to miss the skill because there were all these filler words before it. Okay, this last one doesn't happen all the time, but I do see it enough that I thought it needed to be mentioned. Do use columns in the skills section. Don't create a long list. So for my engineering folks, my computer science folks, this is where I see that you have a bunch of different skills and you do bullet point them, but you just let that bullet point list become half a page. Well, we need to column that up so we save some space. So in all honesty, if you have, well, depending on space, if you have 4, I would column that section and make it 2 bullet points, 2 bullet points. Or if your resume needs a little more to fill out the page, after 4 bullet points going down, I would then start making a column to do any others on the other side. So don't let your skills section just become this insane long list. Column it up. Just that section, column it up. I hope this was helpful. If you need more help on your resume, I actually go step by step, section by section through every single part of your resume, as well as your LinkedIn and your cover letter and some other fun things in my course, Creating Your Job Search Press Kit. So you can find a link to that in the description box below. See if that's something you should be grabbing so we can really wow people in the job search process. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.